With wooden pegs and friction. There's no metal in the chair whatsoever. No nails, no tacks, nothing like that. And then the bottom is woven out of hickory bark splits. Hickory bark. The inner bark of the hickory. Here's a cross section of the hickory right here. The outer bark, the inner bark, the cambium layer. This is what this is. The inner bark, and then the sapwood layer. We cut this in early springtime when the sapwood layer here is full of sap, nice and wet. Shave the outer bark off with that draw knife there. And we take a pocket knife and we score the inner bark here layer, the width we want, and then pull it up in long strips. Coil it up, tie it together, and then when we get ready to weave the bottom, we just throw it in a pan of water and let it rehydrate. And it gets nice and flexible. In fact, it's so flexible it feels and works like a piece of wet leather. And you can see on the bottom here, we shave the ends down and tie square knots into them. That's how we connect one piece to the other. Square knotted. So you don't need any tacks or anything like that. Just tie it together. Now when you end one on top, when you're doing the weave pattern back this direction, you don't want to tie a square knot on top because it's uncomfortable. So what you do is you just overlap the two pieces by 2 or 3 inches. Make sure you end underneath one of these to anchor it down. And you approximate the same width of each piece you're connecting, and therefore you don't see the transition between the two pieces quite as much. Then when it dries up, it also shrinks up, and tightens up, except it's still flexible in the middle. So it's comfortable to sit on. Yeah, it still gives.
Yeah.
Makes it comfortable.
That is beautiful.
Thank you. And that's how an old-time chair is made.
It lasts for a long time, huh?
Yeah, you'll have to replace the bottom now every 40 or 50 years.
Oh, okay.
So it won't last quite as long as the chair for 150.
Hopefully somebody will remember still how to make them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly right. True. You have to pass the directions down through the family, I guess. You know, so somebody will remember how to do it.
How to do it.
Exactly. That's a good point. I like that.
And
That's right.
the same, that chair seems very symmetrical.
Yeah.
Very, how do you keep, well,